Hi everyone, my name is Chris Kahl. I'm excited today to be working with Arts for All to bring art into your home. And today I'm going to show you how to make a pan flute made of straws. When we're all finished, we'll learn how to play a simple tune. It sounds like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to make this pan flute. So please feel free to press pause if you need some extra time to complete each task. And then when you're ready, you can restart the video and we will continue on until we get to the end. Okay, so first we're going to go through our supplies that we will need for our pan flute. We will need 3 milkshake straws. Now the milkshake straws work the best. They're a little wider. They're the kinds of straws you see and can get at McDonald's. These work better than the bendable straws. So 3 milkshake straws. We will also need a craft stick or a popsicle stick. We'll need a ruler, pencil, scissors, and masking tape. Now the masking tape, the about an inch thick, is the kind that works the best. So now I'm going to show you how to make this, and I'm going to move my camera angle down so we can see a little better, so we can make the measurements and cuts and then be able to tape our pan flute on. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera angle now. So our first step is going to be measuring and cutting our straws to a specific length. Now in our pan flute, we have 5 pieces of straw, and we're going to cut them to 5 different lengths. So what we are looking for is, we're going to make one 5 inches, 4.5 inches, 4 inches, 3.5 inches, and 3 inches. And we'll be able to get all these 5 pieces just out of the 3 straws. So our first straw, we're going to put it on to the ruler, and we're going to take our pencil and we are going to mark off our first measurement. We want to place a mark at the 5-inch mark on our ruler, right here. And I will put that mark in just a minute. So we have our ruler, and we're going to put our straw on the edge, right here. We're going to start it on 0. And then we're going to look to see where the 5-inch mark is. We're going to take our pencil, and then we're going to make a mark right here. That way we can see it, and we'll be able to come back and use our scissors to cut it. So there's our mark. We can see it come through just on the 5. Now, since there is leftover straw, what we can do is we can actually make our second piece from this straw as well. So we've made one measurement at 5 inches, and we also want a piece of straw that is 3 inches long. So we're going to take this section here, make another mark at the 8-inch mark, which I'll do now. Once again, we'll line that up and put our mark on the 8. And so now we can see we have a mark on the 5, and we also have a mark on the 8. So when we make our cut now, we're going to be left with a piece of straw that's 5 inches, and we're going to make a cut here, and we're going to make this cut here, and just take that little piece off, and we'll be left with 5-inch piece and a 3-inch piece. So here we go. We'll take our scissors, and we'll make our first cut here at 5 inches. And then we have our second line right here, we're going to cut just this little piece off right here. And we don't need that little piece, so you can put it to the side or just throw it away. So now what we have is we have our first straw, which measures 5 inches, and we have our second piece, which measures 3. So now we have 2 out of the 5 straws that we need to complete our pan flute. And if you need a minute, just to pause to complete that section. So we're going to mark at 5 inches and 8, and we're going to make that cut with our scissors until we have a piece that's 5 inches and 3 inches. Okay, now we're going to move to our next piece. This time, we're going to measure out pieces that will be 4.5 inches, 4.5, and then we mark another section here. That will end up at 3.5 inches. So let's make our 4.5 inch mark first. Once again, let's line up our straw right on the edge of our ruler and hold it to it and bring our pencil to the 4.5 inch mark. And I'll hold this up to the screen. So we make a mark right on the 4.5 inch line in between the 4 and the 5 on your ruler. And we're going to make one more mark on the 8 inch line again. So we're going to go all the way to the edge here, and we're going to make one more mark on the 8. So on this straw, we have a mark on 4.5, and we have our mark on the 8 inch line. So now when we cut these, first piece we're going to get is going to be 4.5 inches. And then our second piece is going to come in because there's 3.5 inches left. Then we're going to get another piece that is 3.5 inches. So we'll have 4.5 and 3.5. Okay, so after we have made our markings on this straw, we're going to take our scissors again, and first we're going to make the cut at the 4.5 inch line. Okay, that's our first cut, and 4.5 inches. And then our second cut, we're going to make right on the line here. And this one, come in at 3.5 inches. So now we have 4 pieces that we need total for our 5. So we have our 5 inch so far, 4.5 inch, 3.5, and 3. So we need one more. So for our last piece, we only need one piece here. So we need a measurement of 4 inches on this last piece. So what we'll do, we'll line up our straw on the edge of our ruler again, and we'll go to the 4 inch line, take our pencil, and we'll make a mark. And I'll hold it up so we can see. So now we have a mark on the 4 inch line. So once we have that, we can take our scissors again, right on the line, and we cut that piece. And now we have the final piece that we need, and comes in at 4 inches. Now this extra piece we don't actually need, but if you make a mistake on one that might be less than 4 inches, you can use this to maybe cut that extra piece if you need to get it a little more exact. But we don't actually need this one to complete the pan flute, so we'll put that to the side. So now what we have, we should have 5 different pieces of different lengths of straw. And each one, we have 5 inches, 4.5, 4, 3.5, and 3 inches. So 5 pieces, all cut to those specific lengths. And now we can get ready to tape them and then finally put them on our craft stick. So if you need a minute to complete any more of the measurements and cuts, feel free to pause, and then we can pick up from there. Okay, now our next step, we need to tape the bottoms of each of these straws. That way, when we blow air into the straw, it will force the air to come back out, and the note will be based on the length of each straw. So now we're going to work on this step, taping each one on the bottom. So what we'll need for this is, now we'll need our masking tape. Masking tape, the 1 inch wide, works the best. So first, we need to take off we need 5 pieces about this length. I'll show you, about like this. So we'll cut 5, and I'm going to just place them on the table here and wait to use them. So we just need 1 piece for each straw. They're probably 2 to 2.5 inches long. So here's our 3rd piece. And once we have these, we will tape the bottom, and that will help us get our sound for each note. And 1 more. Okay, so now we have 5, 1 for each. Now this, we're going to do a 3-step process, 3 simple steps. Now when you take your straw, if you see one of the ends that where you cut it is maybe a little jagged, you try to use that end to tape. That way you'll keep a nice smooth edge for the ones that you can blow into to make the sound. But if they both look good, then either one will work. But if you have kind of a jagged edge, use that side to make your tape. Okay, so we have our 5 inch straw here. Now we're going to do 3 steps. I'm going to go pinch, fold, and then tape. So we'll watch that again. Pinch, fold. I'm going to fold that little end up so it kind of comes to a point. Then I'm going to take my piece of tape. I'm going to push down here, and then I'm going to wrap around. And when you finish, give it a squeeze, and you'll see it kind of comes to a point. So it looks like that, and comes to a point. So I'll do all 5, and we'll see the step, each step again. So I'm going to take my 4.5 inch straw now, and I'm going to pinch, fold, then hold it there. Pick up our piece of tape, push the tape down, and wrap around. And when it's wrapped, go ahead and give it another squeeze. And we have another one that looks like that. Comes to a point. So now our 4-inch straw, once again, pinch, fold, and we'll take our piece of tape, push down, wrap around, and squeeze, and it should look like that. And we have 2 more. So now I'm going to take my 3.5-inch straw, pinch, fold, and tape, wrap it around, and one more, the 3-inch straw, pinch, fold, and here's our piece of tape. Push it on, wrap it around, and squeeze it at the end. And there we go. So now we have all 5 straws. The bottoms are taped. We have each length that we needed. So now we have one final step that we're going to put it on the craft stick. Now, if you need a few minutes, once again, feel free to pause, and then we can go ahead with our final step. Okay, so now to place the straws on the craft stick. So we have one craft stick here, and we're going to use our masking tape again. Now this time we need a piece that's a little longer than a foot. I'd say like 14 inches or so, something just a little bit longer than a foot. And you can just kind of estimate. So I'm going to show you how long of a piece I use here. Something like that. And we're going to cut our piece. Now we have our long piece of tape. Now for this, we need to have the sticky side facing up. So here's the sticky side. It's facing up. So this way we can put it on the table without it sticking to the table. So let's put our piece of tape down. You could spread it out. And what we'll do is we're going to place our craft stick right in the middle. Now, when we have the stick in the middle here, we're going to have about equally distant, maybe 4 to 5 inches left over on this side, 4 to 5 inches left over on this side. So we're going to take it and we're going to move in just kind of slow, put one end on, and then we can snap it down. And now our craft stick is stuck to the tape right where we need it. Now that we have that on the tape, we are going to secure our straws to the stick with the tape. Now, we're going to go in this order. We're going to use put the 5-inch one on first, then the 4.5, then the 4. Then we're going to work from the other side. Then we're going to place the 3-inch straw on, and finally the 3.5. So I'll show you as we go. So first we're going to take our 5-inch straw. So what we do is, before we put it down, let me just show you where it's basically going to be placed. We can leave about 1 inch on top of the tape, and then most of the straw will be underneath. So we take our first straw, place it on the stick, We could leave about an inch above the tape. Now we're going to take our tape and we're going to start to wrap it over. So we push it on our straw, and now we push it down with our index finger here, but we keep this held up so we can put our next one on. So now we take our 4.5 inch straw, place that down next, once again keeping about an inch above the tape. Then we take our tape and wrap it over, and we press down again with our index finger. And we still hold this piece here so we can put one more in the middle. And this is our 4-inch straw. Let's put this here, about an inch over. Now we can go ahead and use out the rest of this piece of tape and push down. So what we have so far is, working from the left-hand side to the right, we have our 5-inch straw, our 4.5-inch straw, and our 4-inch straw. Now we have 2 left. This time we're going to work from the smallest straw and move in. So now we're going to take our smallest straw, the 3-inch straw, put it here on the edge, leave about an inch above the tape, and we're going to work the other way. We're going to put our piece of tape over, kind of push down with our finger, just a little to keep it in place, and then we have only one left. So we have our 3.5-inch straw left. We're going to place it here. And one final time, we're going to wrap our tape over. We're going to push down, push right down onto the craft stick. And if you have any tape left over, you can go ahead and just use it up until it runs out there. Now we have all 5 secured to our craft stick. And what you could do with your index finger and your middle fingers, try to fit them in between and push down. This way, it'll be nice and secure. So now we have our completed craft stick. 5 straws cut to length. We did our pinch, fold, tape step, and then finally we put our tape on. Okay, so if you need a few more minutes to complete this step, feel free to pause. And then when we carry on, I will show you how to play the pan flute. Now I'm going to move my camera up again. Okay, so we've got our completed pan flute. We did our measuring, we did cuts, we did taping, and then we secured it to the craft stick. Now I'm going to show you how to play. First, let's take a listen to all 5 of the notes. See what they sound like. Okay, now you'll notice that the longest straw has the lowest note, and the shortest straw has the highest note. So the lowest pitched note is our 5-inch straw, and the highest pitched note is our 3-inch straw. So the best way to play this is, you want to hold your pan flute straight up and down like this. We don't want to hold it like this. This is the way we want to hold it. So we have it straight up and down. Now we'll take our straw and we'll put it on our bottom lip, kind of right in the middle. And then we take our top lip and we kind of curl it above. Curl above, and then we want to blow the air straight down into the straw. So it should sound like this if we get it right. Now, one way you can practice to know that the air is going right in the right direction is if you take your finger, put it on your chin, take your top lip and curl it out like we're aiming to do with our pan flute, and blow straight down. You should be able to feel a stream of air on your finger. That will tell you that you have your lip in the correct position to blow the air down to make the right sound. So once again. Okay, now that we know the correct way to play it, we have a little song, a little tune that we're going to finish out with. Now you probably know hot cross buns, and so I'm going to show you the correct pattern on how to play that. So let me play it one time, then I'll show you the pattern and we'll play it together. So it sounds like this. So that's hot cross buns on our pan flute. Now here is the pattern that we will use. So we're going to use the middle straw, the 4-inch, the 4.5-inch straw, and the 5-inch. So we're gonna number these. We're gonna call this 3, we're gonna call this 2, and we're gonna call this 1. So our pattern is 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. And once again, this is our middle straw and our longest straw. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's try that. We can try it together. Here we go. Okay, so that is our pan flute. So I've enjoyed making that with you today. Hope you've enjoyed it too. Once again, my name is Chris Kahl. If you've enjoyed our video today, please feel free to comment in the section below. And thank you so much for watching.